What's going on, guys? It's Jeff. So it actually turns out that there is an Orion glitch that's going around out there. Now they are getting patched really quickly, and just because I say that, you know, some of the glitches work and stuff like that doesn't mean that I've even like explained them properly. But apparently there's like a thing going around where if you have someone added that actually has Orion as their showcase weapon on your friends list. On top of that, there was also another one like in private matches that was working again somehow, where they actually finally added the one feature to be able to save your blueprints and stuff. But it turns out that when you go into the private matches and you're able to like go into whatever mode that allows for like the unlocks of all of them, you can actually save a blueprint in the private match and then just go over to multiplayer into public matches and be able to just select the blueprint. So instead of just doing, you know, the easiest grind we've ever gotten at this point, you could just glitch for it. I mean, some people genuinely just do not give a single about feeling like they've actually completed it legitimately or not. Like, I mean, I get it. I can't see anything. I have battle hardened on. Not having fast hands has got to be the worst thing ever. Oh, thank you. Nice. They said that they made a change to the javelin where you would be able to shoot it and then it will try to stay inbound. I don't know if I noticed a difference really, but oh, I spawned here. Unlucky for you guys. These camo glitches have always existed. It's not like particular to MW2 or anything like that. I know that there are some people that are just like, every glitch that is found, everybody just piles on. I got real curious last night and I actually decided to look into Death Stranding instead of just saying that like it's a delivery package simulator. And instead of like sitting through somebody's gameplays or something like that, like anything that I've ever seen from any gameplay clip was always just the character walking, like carrying things, and I'm like, it doesn't really seem like something I would play, but stylistically this looks really cool. So the aesthetic has always piqued my interest like crazy. I love it. So last night I decided to go and actually download the game. I played through the prologue and a little bit of the next part. Now I realized as I was playing it, like gameplay wise, like it's not really my thing still, just gameplay wise it was exactly what I had worried about, but I didn't realize how cool the story actually was. Wasn't really sure what was going on, and it's almost frustrating not understanding what was going on like whenever I was looking at it, so I just wanted to learn. And now that I looked into it, watched a bunch of videos on it, sat through and watched basically all of the cutscenes, and I'm pretty much caught up for Death Stranding 2. Not saying that I'm gonna go and upload videos on it, but I'm caught up now. Still have no idea what's happening in the second one necessarily, but yeah. I know that there are some instances where you do shoot and things like that, I'm sure, but just generally the combat is not the highlight of the game. The most thrilling thing while playing is like hanging onto your backpack so you don't fall over or some shit. The game has this whole portion where you have to like trek through all of this stuff while you're basically playing QWOP. I don't know if you guys remember that game. You're basically playing like a high budget QWOP. You know, QWOP, that one game that everybody like spammed. It's a really old game, but basically you're like an Olympic runner and you like control certain parts of the character's limbs and you have to like basically learn how to walk using QWOP. Basically it's just an old rage game. Like the one character, Cliff, his introduction's crazy. Like the dude has like a golden mask on thing. He kind of looks like Ghost on steroids. Like the bottom part of like a Ghost mask though, it's like golden. Then they got the bridge babies. It's crazy. If you've never played that game or even looked into it, you have no idea what I'm talking about. That's what was frustrating to me. I needed to understand what's up with this like black sludge and these people floating around. I'm so happy I looked into it. It's so cool. I actually love it. Oh, also there's a UFC fight night tonight, so sometimes the whole team just spawned in front of me and I'm gonna spawn on the rocket, aren't I? I'm leaving. I don't care if it didn't kill me. I hate the fact that I know exactly what is going to happen every single time now. It's consistently me guessing the absolute worst thing that can happen. Main event is Jared Cannonier versus Sean Strickland. This does help Sean Strickland over a 5-round fight. Sean Strickland's gas tank, I'm going to assume, is probably better than Jared Cannonier's. Cannonier can slow down, but he also takes his time and knows like to conserve a lot of the time. So we'll see. I mean, Jared Cannonier, again, I was just calling Wonder Boy old, so I'm not even going to bring up Jared Cannonier's age. He looks great, so whatever. I want Jared Cannonier to win, and I think he will win, but I think Sean Strickland, this is a pretty close fight. I'm just gonna pick Cannonier there. I think he has the advantage in the stand-up. I don't think Strickland is gonna be able to really wrestle him unless, at least until, you know, later. If he tries to wrestle him, I mean, Strickland could be losing in the stand-up, still choose to just stand up and bang with him anyway, so who knows. I'm gonna say this really quick. I just need to be really clear. Just no distractions, no game sound. Remove player collision right now. Main event is Armin Sarukian versus Demir. Admittedly, I don't know that much about Demir, but I definitely don't know as much as I should because this guy is legit. I'm worried for Armin, man. Imagine if Armin Sarukian got Paddy Pimblett's schedule. Armin Sarukian at like 23 years old debuted against Makhachev. Makhachev, Gamrot. This guy, he literally is only fighting killers. That's gotta be the hardest schedule I have ever seen. It's crazy, man. I'll be watching some people's videos and Straight up, don't shoot back. I'm so serious. Where are these lobbies? Listen, I'll have no problem posting those lobbies, but like, how low is your score per minute? Armin Sarukian is insanely well-rounded. He's young. He has a ton of time to improve and evolve his game and shit. He's physically incredibly strong. Big and strong for the weight class at 155. A little bit too big, in my opinion, but he has missed weight before, and he does tend to gas out a little bit. But skill-wise, he's ridiculous. The fact that he's able to sit there and grapple with people like Gamrot and Makhachev is just so good. I think Demir is probably the better striker. He is a bit taller, a little bit longer. Again, it's just another high-level fight. I'm gonna pull for Armin, but all of these fights that he's in literally are all coin tosses. It's insane. All high skill, though. All of them. Not a single Armin Sarukian fight has disappointed me yet. Win, lose, or draw, I don't even care how close the losses are. Some of the losses are not real losses. I'm just gonna say it. And even with those losses, anyone that has beaten him, the amount of people that they have ran through and couldn't run through him, it's saying something. He's just a monster. So I picked Jared Cannonier, Armin Sarukian, Drew Dober versus Bobby Green. Banger. This is definitely top 3 anticipated fights on here for sure. I'm most interested in the Armin fight. Cannonier Strickland second, and then Drew Dober, Bobby Green. That is such a good matchup. I think Drew Dober has more ways to win, and physically, Drew Dober is a specimen. You don't even need to see the guy's body. You just need to see a picture of his face. The dude is the embodiment of Giga Chad. Look at his jaw. It's crazy. I spent my whole life clenching my jaw in my sleep. This dude looks like he's been chewing like 16 packs of gum since he was born. Drew Dober looks like he had a bowl of nails this morning. I actually really like Drew Dober. Drew Dober is actually very, very good. But I do like Bobby Green more. I'm gonna pull for Bobby Green here. I think there's more ways for Drew to win, but I'm gonna pull for Bobby here. I think Bobby's stand-up and the way his mentality is, Drew does, being a physical specimen anyway, he does tend to get a little bit tired. Now, it is only 3 rounds, but Bobby can push the pace. And if Drew tries to wrestle and stuff, and somehow Bobby is actually able to prevent that, and then they get into this whole game where Bobby's, you know, popping him in the face, talking shit to him, it's discouraging, it's frustrating, and Bobby is way better than people give him credit for. You know, I know the spawn system isn't perfect on this game, but I did actually expect Shipment to be in a worse state than this. I didn't expect to like this map as much as I did, even with the aesthetic that I'm not a huge fan of, although I think I'm gonna love the Christmas one. I'm gonna spawn on it. Oh my god. One thing I did notice, I mean, I guess this happens in the other games too, but I'm noticing like a big FPS drop whenever people are using certain streaks and certain explosions and shit are happening. Like a big drop though, like more than usual. It'll only be for a moment, but sometimes like it seems like there's like a weird FPS drop on this map. Maybe there's just too much going on sometimes for the game or something. I was aware that in Modern Warfare 2019, especially like the more smoke effects there are, the laggier it does get. It's a pretty well-known thing.
Yo, Jeff, you're a fat bitch.
I'll do one more and then the 725 will be done. The next, which one should we do next? I guess the expedite. I could switch it around though. I could do like one of the Brysons, then expedite to switch it up a little bit. Here's the crazy thing. I feel like if I spawned in with fast hands, particularly with this shotgun, if I spawned in with fast hands, I'd have a much better start to the game. If everyone just spawned in with like all the perks or whatever right off rip in shipment, I feel like the very beginning of the game, I'd be able to like establish control a lot easier. I don't have any actual like pressure, like presence on the map in terms of like where I can actually stand and actually fight back when I'm not reloading. Another TDM. Awesome. I'm not playing it. The weirdest thing is like joining a game where everybody like has like 50 kills, but there's like no streaks happening. Everyone's just trading constantly and no one's able to get ahead, and it just becomes this whole thing where everybody's trying to camp out like one streak. I can't imagine having to sit there and cycle through all the maps trying to find one that fits whatever I need to do. Yeah, apparently there's like all these glitches going around. I'm not going to show anyone exactly how to do it because I don't know how. The way you unlock it is doing the challenges. I don't know. There will be like community groups that you can end up joining in the social tab or whatever, and it's just filled with a bunch of people where you'll be able to like take their showcase weapons and you just look for the weapon that you want, I guess. It'll probably get patched, but yeah, people are getting Orion for free. Wouldn't be the first time. It's not the first mastery camo where this has happened or some shit. I know my whole experience. I made my videos on it. I did my thing. I'm cool. If you're gonna glitch for it, hey, I don't know if people are getting banned or whatever. You shouldn't. But they'll likely start patching these things all over the place. So one thing that's also kind of a bummer, I wish the mastery camo looked good on shipment, but Orion just doesn't look good. Like a lot of the time it just doesn't, genuinely. I think sometimes it's too dark. It's strange. It doesn't absorb light very well, and I don't know, just the way that it acts with the environment is just not it for me. Now, since I'm doing all these challenges, it's not like, you know, there it is, Weapon Mastery Challenge, for example. These challenges make it so I use the other camos in the game, so it keeps it fresh for me. I have to get like whatever amount of kills for poly and all that stuff. It's cool. I'll have to figure out a build on this as well. Maybe the shotguns are just underwhelming. Maybe it's not the class setups. Maybe it's the class. I'm not calling for a buff though. I'm good.